Rastafari, yes I. Greetings people, blessed love, you looked into the Roots Juice Breakfast. Today, we are coming at you live and direct from Entoto Mountain, the rooftop of Addis Ababa, and I am joined by a very, very special guest. So, Rasta, please introduce yourself for the people, tell us where you're from and how long you've been making reggae music.
Well, yes, my name is Johnny Dread. My real name is Juan Carlos Guardiola, born of a Cuban family who defected Cuba in 1959 due to the revolution, and we moved to the United States of America, where I was raised all my life in Miami, 305. Played basketball all my life from a basketball family, and at the tender age of about 15, I started to listen to Bob Marley, and things started to take a little bit of a swirl. I was pretty much the only one in all of my society listening to Bob Marley and the words of Bob Marley, and eventually it started to lead me to a land called Ethiopia, the land of Prestor Juan, Prestor John. My name is Juan and my name is John, so I had to look for this land, which essentially is Ethiopia. Some people call it Abyssinia, but we know it as the Garden of Eden. So here I am, man, in Ethiopia, and I give thanks, as you say, on the rooftop of Addis Ababa. Rastafari.
Yes, I. So, like you say, we're here in Ethiopia. We've been here. You've been here a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
I want to just keep it simple. What is it that brought you to Ethiopia right now in this time?
Well, I would say the truth, you know, because for so long the truth has been hidden, everything has been concealed, and in this time of revelation, it's time for things to be revealed, and in this time of Armageddon, everything pointed towards Ethiopia, because as we know, the Vatican has been lying. The land of the holy city, we know, is just full of holes and trolls and hypocrites and parasites. So we had to find a place that was actually telling the truth. And for so long, this truth has been hidden. And when I say the truth, I talk about the Ark of the Covenant, because the Ark of the Covenant, it's God's trophies, essentially. Just like there's a World Cup and there's a soccer trophy, well, God too has a trophy, and that is the Ark of the Covenant. And it's been here for 3,000 years, because it defected 3,000 years ago from Jerusalem with the unification of Solomon and Sheba and their firstborn, Menelik I. Everything that was for the Israelites once upon a time is now for New Jerusalem, Ethiopia. And so this is why I'm here, because, you know, from the moment I was born, I was taught to learn and to praise the Almighty. And when I found and I looked for the Almighty, I really wasn't finding it in America so much. And I found that on the hilltops and the mountaintops of all the indigenous countries of all South America. You go to Peru and you find people praying. You go to the Himalayas, you find people praying. You go to the highlands. Anywhere you go to the highlands in the world, you'll find people praying. And the closer you get to the city, you'll see that there is no God present. No matter how much people think they're praying, God can't be present in a materialistic foundation. So when you go to the mountains, you will find people praying, and that's where God is listening, guys. There's too much nonsense going on in the cities. And so Ethiopia for me is the highland, is the highest region. And so I've reached and I see that everything that was been hidden and I knew about and I was curious about, I was actually able to find out that yes, it is certain that in the churches of Lalibela, there are depictions of a bronze Christ, of a Christ with hair of wool, eyes of fire, whereas the depiction that I was given, the European depiction, was kind of a lie. Not kind of a lie, but a lie, because there can't be two stories. There can only be one story. And so this depiction of Christ that came in the 13th century, the one that we know, the Caesar de Borgia, or whatever his name is it's a lie, essentially. So I came to verify it and find it in myself and say, yeah, this is it. I already knew it, but to come see it firsthand, experience it, nothing can change that anymore. So I'm here to testify to the world that Rastafari is alive, Ethiopia is alive, the Garden of Eden is alive, the Alpha and Omega, in the beginning, so shall it be in the end, yeah. So as we see right now, Earth, the way Earth is moving, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, fires that were never here, you know, it's all happening. It's unraveling right now. And so I come to a place like this where there's less confusion. And in the West, where there's so much potential and so much money and so much assets and so much potential, you see the decadence rising to a level that we've never seen before. So it's like man has lost his mind, you know. Yesterday was a Super Bowl, and that's all everybody could think about is a Super Bowl. But yet you have people right there outside of the stadium starving. But yet people are spending millions and millions and millions of dollars over a silly little game. So yeah, not to get too heavy, but this is a heavy subject, and it's a heavy time right now, so we must get heavy, you know? Yeah. Rastafari.
So you mentioned about in Lalibela the original depictions of the Black Christ and these ancient evidences and artifacts. A lot of people they won't understand the importance of these kind of knowledges. So can you tell us about the importance of knowing these, historical facts?
Sure. Well, it was a plan. It was a wicked plan that was derived from the Europeans a long time ago, because the key to humanity, not the key is really love. So it's either love or hate. You're either on God's side or you're against God. You're either with Christ or you're against Christ. And so this system has been designed to take you away from Christ and to take you to the side. Look, Sunday. Sunday is a celebration of the Son. It's not the Son of God. It's a celebration of the Son. Sunday. We're supposed to keep the Sabbath on Saturday and keep it holy and keep His Majesty and keep the Father clean in His name during that day, not on the Sunday. Sunday is a pagan day worship, but you see the whole world is worshiping on Sunday. They've lost their way because the inoculation from Europe has been so intense that after 2,000 years, people don't know what to believe. If I say a rumor here, and in 3 days that rumor is going to turn into something else. So you can imagine 2,000 years of false propaganda, of promoting this white Christ. And people ask me, Dread, why does he have to be this color, this color? I could care less if he was green, but the fact that somebody painted him white, you have to make you think, why? Why didn't you just leave the color where it was? So why is it important? Because when your deity is white, then there's no way you can conquer that. No matter how great you are, no matter how much assets, how much minerals, how much gold, silver, diamonds you have in your country. When you have a white Christ or a white deity, it's very hard to raise above it. Because at the end of the line, at the end of the day, is a white guy. I don't understand how this got so perverted, inverted, to the point where in 2020 you have a black nation and still you find a white Christ, pictures of white Christ. But we know, because I was there just 2 weeks ago in Lalibela, where we saw the original depictions of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And he was bronze, and his hair was of wool, like it says in Revelations, and his eyes of fire. But people don't really want to read the Bible. They want to read the gospel, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and these things. But they're scared to read the reality. And until you get to Revelations and start to dig into Revelations, you're going to be lost. If you don't know your ABCs, how are you going to get to XYZ? It's like Europe was introduced at LMNOP without understanding, overstanding what came before that. They just started at here. We're going to start here. It's going to be convenient. We're going to make our own agenda, and we're going to create our own world, Catholicism, and we're going to spread it like Nike spread Michael Jordan, pretty much. Christ is the new Michael Jordan. They just spread it and they use his name, his depiction, and they collect and they collect and they collect, but yet they don't give back. The world could use some of that wealth that the Vatican has stored for generations and centuries, but yet they hoard it and they help no one. You have to make you think, why? So yeah, in this time of Revelation, everything that's been hidden is now coming to light. Yeah, and that's why we're here right now. It's here because we need to find out and know and tell the world about it. While I was here, I saw many Europeans coming with their expensive cameras, and I asked myself, why are they coming here? And most of them are old. They're in their older age. It seems like they started to find out the truth because they've been lied to all their life, and they've been coming here just to find out if it's true or not. If this is true, if there is actually a black Christ. And lo and behold, much to their surprise, they did find those images of a black Christ in the churches of Lalibela, the sacred churches of Lalibela. Yeah. So you're not going to find that anywhere else. You got to come here. You know, dig this. You know, God said if you're going to build a church, you have to build it out of the mountain. So no matter where you go in the whole world, you're not going to find any churches built out of the mountain. Only when you come to Ethiopia, and you'll find 11 churches all in one area celebrating the Lord's story. Only in Ethiopia, only in Lalibela. You can go to Europe, you can go anywhere you want in the world, and all the churches that are built, they're built on sand. And when you built it on sand, your foundation must crumble. But when you build it out of the rock, out of the mountain, it'll stand forever. And so Ethiopia must stand forever. It was here in the beginning, and so shall it be in the end. Rastafari.
We have vision.